In front of me are two bags of old US coins. We've got some old copper stuff and some old nickel stuff. Now I'm pretty excited to go through these two bags, mainly because I got them at a great price. 2 times face value because a lot of the coins are damaged or corroded or common. He didn't think there's anything of really any significant value in there. And how can you turn down 2 times face value for old US coinage? Let's see though, if he missed something of value. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure. Welcome back to my channel. Like I said in the intro, I've got a couple of bags of old US coins here. Looks like we have buffalo nickels, some V nickels, and maybe some other things in this bag. And then we have another bag of copper cents, mostly Indian head cents, but I do see a large cent in there. And I think I even see some 2-cent pieces. So like I said in the intro, I got this stuff at a really good price. My silver dealer who sells me silver had picked this stuff up from a collection he purchased, and I got these 2 bags plus a whole big box of wheat cents that we'll do in another video. I think what we'll do first is we'll go ahead and move the Indian head cent and the copper cents out of the way and get right to the buffalo nickels. I'm kind of excited to go through these because it looks like there's some V nickels and other stuff in here. I've got my nickel coin hunts mat out just to make sure we can check for any varieties or better dates. Not expecting it like I said, but you never know. Let me get this bag dumped out, and then we'll take a quick peek before I begin the sort. I'll be back with a dump out. All right, let's get these buffalo nickels and other things dumped out of here. See what kind of goodies could be in here if we're lucky at all. Man, that's a lot of buffalo nickels, and I can tell right off the bat there are some nickedated ones and some corroded ones, so those will pretty much be tossed. Hey, that's a nice V-nickel. That's a pretty nice V-nickel. Looks like it might have been polished 1883 with no cents. You know what? That by itself is definitely worth a handful of dollars. Definitely take that. That's a good start. But we'll get right to the sort on this, and I will bring you guys back in as soon as I have it all sorted, or if I find something fancy before then. All right, we've got all the buffalo nickels sorted, a decent assortment of dates. Really quickly, these are the ones that have been nickedated, and yeah, some of them I can see the actual date on them after the nickedate application, but because they're corroded or damaged, we just put them up there. These are all the dateless buffalo nickels without a mint mark, and we have 2 dateless with a mint mark. The rest of the ones I could definitely read the dates on. We didn't get any 1938s, no 31s, no 21s, and then no 15 or 14, and we got 2 1913s. I couldn't read the date, but I could tell by the back. It's the type 1 with the raised mound, so I know they're 1913. Outside of that, no key dates, no better dates. All I've got to do now is quickly check them for any of the varieties that they could have, if I can even make it out, like some DDOs, maybe some 3 legs or 3.5 legs, some 2 feathers, things like that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them because not a lot of these are in great shape, although there are a couple in here that are really nice. Most of them are in that really circulated or heavily circulated, almost whole type condition. Let me go ahead now, quickly scope for any varieties. If I have any, I'll bring it back. Otherwise, at worst cases, I'll find the nicest nickels of the lot and show you those. And then we'll get to the side finds in there as well, including a handful of Liberty Head V nickels. All right, I've went ahead and put all of the sorted buffalo nickels back into my rolls that I have of ones with dates. These are the ones that I need to nickedate. These are the ones that already been nickedated. And once these get nickedated, I'll check those dates and add them to those as damaged buffalo nickels. That being said, I went ahead and created a master set from all of the ones we had today, plus a couple of additions from some of my rolls. So I won't go through all the dates here, but a pretty good starter lot for somebody looking to put together a buffalo nickel set. Nothing prior to 1916 and no 1938s, but we do have some San Francisco minted coins. All of these have date. None of them have any nickedate damage except for this one has something going on the edge, but it is a dated 1928S. So I'm going to go ahead and roll those up for a subset for someone. And now that we've got that done, give me a second, and then I'll bring you guys in for what I find with the V-nickels, as well as the extra goodies that were in that lot. All right, really quickly on the Liberty Head V-nickels. Crazy that this nice one was in there, 1883. Without cents, that is the one that's less valuable. We have a second one, 1883, without cents. Again, less valuable. We do have the more valuable one, 1883 with cents, right there at the bottom. So that's a nice find. That might be an upgrader for my personal collection because I think mine's pretty slick. 1897, 98, 99. We got two of those. 1900, 01, 02, a pretty nice 1903 as well. It's got some crazy toning, so it's definitely been cleaned at some point, but still, great detail. Might be an upgrader regardless. A 1908, a 1911, and then a slightly better date, 1912, with a mint mark, Denver, right below that period between United and cents. Wish it was the S. I have a pretty bad one in my collection, but I have a pretty nice 1912 Denver. It's common in low grades. It fetches more value as you move up in its grades. So we'll still take it though. A little bit better date there, a little bit better date there, a great condition coin there. As far as the other finds, we do have, well, it's either an 1866 or an 1867. The date needs to be nickedated, but I don't need to do that really. We know it's one of those 2 years because it has the rays around the stars and the 5 on the back. And that only happened in 1866 and 1867. I might nickedate it for fun. We do have a real 1867 without rays. And then we have another one that we probably need to nickedate as well. I can't see the date on it. Can't even make out the back. Oh, you know what? I think I might see rays on this one, and if it is, it's going to be another 66 or 67. I'll have to double check that, but either way, the shield nickels are in rough shape. We got two 1865 3-cent pieces, or thrickles. I can barely make out the date on this slick one, and then yet again we have a nice one, and I'll have to check that against my typeset to see if that upgrades. I don't think it does, but it's still pretty nice overall. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and really quickly check these against my V-nickels, and then maybe I'll take some of my surplus V-nickels and see if I can make another master set, kind of like the Buffalo nickel set I made that has 33 different dates and mints in there. Once I got that done, I'll bring you guys back in, and then we'll take a look at the copper stuff in just a moment. All right, we finished combing through the Liberty Head V-nickels. I put the extra ones in my stock. I compared my stock and got the best years of all of the ones we had, plus some additional ones. There's 16 different ones in here, including the 1912 Denver and the 1883 with the word cents on it. I will say I did use the 1883 cents for mine to upgrade, as well as upgraded that 03 with that toning because it had nicer detail. We went ahead and took the two nicer coins from that lot, flipped them up as well. I already have a graded one of these, and I have a little bit nicer one of the 1865 in my personal collection for the 3-cent pieces. Now that we finished the nickels, the last thing to do is to go through the copper bag. So we'll just dump it out really quick. Matter of fact, let me get my penny hunt mat out. Not that it matters. I don't have Indian head cents on it, but I still want to hunt it on a penny mat. I'll be back with the dump out when I have my penny mat on the table. All right, time to clean my penny mat. But in the meantime, let's go through here. And like the silver dealer said, a lot of these, he said, are not in the greatest condition. I do see an older one right here already. Copper nickel one here, 1863. We'll take that. And I know that there are some 2-cent pieces in here because I could see them through the windows on the bag. 1867, not a bad looking one. There's a few more. Let me go ahead and get this all sorted by year, and then we'll see if we have any better dates, as well as to see what kind of collection set we could put together. All right, we have finished the copper sort all together. I'll go over it in just a second. These are all the coins that, even though I can read dates on, they're in really bad shape, and I'm just going to toss them into my damaged Indian head cent jar. So, and by the way, all of these, we do have better ones with the same date, so that's why I didn't care either. That being said, nice assortment. We'll start with the 2-cent pieces. We did get an 1864 2-cent piece. It's not the small letters, it's the large letters, and we'll take that. Only one in original condition. We also got an 1865 cleaned, 67 cleaned, 68 cleaned. We also got a large cent, an 1837. It's the head of the 1838, though, because it doesn't have the plain cord. It has the beaded cord. So 1837 large date. It is definitely cleaned, not really in anything other than cold condition for most of this stuff down here. The two oldest Indian head cents are going to be 1859 and 1863. We don't have a date on this one, but you can date these old copper nickel Indian head cents, or at least get a ballpark range, because when I flipped it around, I noticed that it had the laurel wreath reversed without the shield instead of the oak wreath reverse with the shield. And that would mean that it's only going to be in 1859. So 1859 there, 1863. And I thought I saw a 6 on there, but I think that's just a 5 that's damaged that looks like a 6 now. But you can see the 1 blank and it looks like a 6, but it's got to be a 5 based on the reverse. So 1859, 1863, that's not in bad condition. And then we also have a better date. Anything below 1880 is going to be a slightly better date, but this one's 1879. So we'll take that. That's a pretty good find there. And then they move up from there. We got 1881, a couple of 82s, a couple of 83s, and then it jumps to 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Again, another nice one that's been cleaned, unfortunately, but still cool. And then we got all of the 1900s except for the San Francisco Mints. No 1908S and no 1909S. And another nice coin that's been cleaned. Man, there are some nice coins in there that are not cleaned, but I'm going to go through all of the Indian head cents now. No spectacular finds here, but I'm going to go through them and make a subset as well, like I've done for the Buffalo and the V-Nickels, to see how we do. All right, I have combed through all the Indian head cents. These are the best ones, and honestly, for as many that were bad, not a bad little subset. It's going to end up being 27 different Indian head cents. Let me start with the most recent, and we'll work our way back. We're going to have the 1909, 1908, 07, 06, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you saw, there's some full liberties on some of these, although they might have been cleaned at some point. 1900, 1899, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91. Let's get that straightened up just a smidgen. And 1890. Then we've got 1889, 88, 87, some holes, 1883, a corroded 82, but it's the best one I had in there, and kind of a corroded 1881, again, the best one we had in there, and then the 1879. So not a bad starter set, some nice ones in here, some with some damage, but I mean, at least they're legible and fully intact. And then, of course, I sleeved up the bonus ones to the side. The 1859 Laurel wreath, I went ahead and just tossed in with the junky ones because it's pretty corroded. Let me go ahead and get this sleeved up, and I'll give you guys some final thoughts on this pretty fun copper and nickel hunt. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's copper and nickel hunt, guys. Again, can't get mad at getting stuff at 2 times face value. So even though we didn't grab any key dates or really any better dates, based on some of the condition on some of the coins and some of the extra bonus pieces, we did just fine. We also have that big box of wheat cents that I'm going to do for another hunt, and I'm super excited to go through that. It might not be anything special. Again, we only got it at double face value, but it's a lot of copper cents, it's a lot of wheat cents, and if we're lucky, maybe we'll get a variety or 2. Stay tuned for that video once I get it recorded. If you guys enjoyed today's copper and nickel hunt, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.